you talked about Elvis Costello a few minutes back. Is that your favorite songwriter, or?
I think that he is probably my favorite songwriter.
Name me one song that you one day hope to achieve. You
oh
know,
my
like
God!
a perfect song.
I think every song on this year's model is probably, that's a 10 out of 10 album. I would really love to, I've got so many Elvis Costello favorites, but I love Miracle Man from the first album. My Aim Is True. It's the second track, Miracle Man.
And what is it in that song that you think?
I don't know.
This is
you can tell they did it in like 2 or 3 takes, and he just nails it. Just like, or on a more poppy, sort of more cleaner approach, Allison is a great song. But from this year's model, there's too many tracks on that album that are too good.
What is your best song to this moment?
I think the song that sounds most like Elvis Costello on that album, the way I sing it, is Everybody Knows It.
Okay.
That's the one thing that makes me think of Elvis Costello. Like on the first album, the one track that makes me think of Joe Jackson is Head Games. I mean, there's this track on Joe Jackson's Look Sharp that is almost not exactly, but the sound, the tone of the guitars is almost exactly the same. And it was just by sheer luck that happened. But
is that in your head when you're
no, not at all.
Recording?
I never even think if the sound is good, it feels right, then I'll do it. I won't be like this. I'll have an idea of where I want to go with it, and I'm not very articulate in the studio. I won't be able to go, well, I need, I sort of say like, this needs to sound like the color purple. I mean, I don't know, some really it needs to sound like rain on a winter's day. I have no idea how to explain myself.
Brian Eno would say stuff like that.
Yeah, it's impossible. I read this book about Jeff Emmerich, who did all the engineering for the Beatles, and he said the same thing. They would talk like that, like the color blue or the color red, which was the way they would record stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Everyone's got their own approach to this.
Yeah.
A few minutes left. Can you tell the story about the song Who? You wrote it with another singer?
I wrote it with another singer called Emily Simon. I actually wrote the song here, the normal original version. We rehearsed. We lived in Amsterdam for 8 weeks last May, and we rehearsed the second album. And I wrote Who. The one song that I did write here was Who. And when I went back to New York and we recorded it, I thought that maybe there was a female part that would work. So Emily Simon, French artist, we're friends in New York, and we hung out, and I said, look, I think this needs a female part. And she wrote the female part over the chorus, the Agnes part, in French. She wrote it in French first. And we recorded it, and she liked it, but she didn't love it. She was like, maybe you should get somebody else to sing it. And I played it to Aggie, and Aggie was like, well, why don't you translate this into English? I like it, and let's give it a try. And we translated it into English, and she sang it, and it was great. It worked, and then we did the video for it.
But there wasn't any question, Emily was her name? She didn't want to do it herself in English?
Well, Emily was sort of in the throes of her next record. She was already, she just was nervous. I don't think she was nervous. She was just more like, this would be great for somebody else to sing with you,